Hey, it's Jill at Close to My Heart, and today we are going to talk through color theory. This is such an important part of how we create and the colors and things that we choose and why. And so I wanted to walk you through a few layouts and explain to you some of the reasons that we've come up with the different color schemes and how they can help you in your storytelling process. So let's take a look at the first layout that I have here. This is an adorable layout called Family Traditions, and you can see here that we've got a few different colors going on. Obviously the black and the white are always going to just be your neutrals, and you can use them to either enhance or mute out some of your other colors, but here you can see that the main colors that we have going on are kind of this orangish yellow tone and this purple tone. So this color scheme is called a complementary color. And I have a color wheel here just to show you what complementary colors mean to one another. This is a color wheel. You can see it's just the order of the rainbow. And complementary colors are always the colors that are opposite from one another on the color wheel. So you can see as you move around the color wheel that your different colors that are opposite from one another are complementary, meaning that they are opposite from one another and thus play well together. So here you can see on this layout, we've chosen those purples and yellows because those are complementary, and you get a very nice contrast when you use those, and it really helps to just pull in different aspects from your photos. So when choosing a complementary color scheme, you do want to consider what photos you are working with. So you can see that there were yellows in these photos, so then the purple is going to accent and pull out that yellow by using something complementary and across from one another. So you would start with your photo, then come to your color wheel. So if you had a lot of greens in your photos, then you might want to pull in red as your complementary color, or vice versa on all these different shades. That's the best way to kind of get that extra pop of color. And you can see that in our photos, there's really no purple, but that's totally fine because the purple is working as an accent and is complementing all of the yellow that you do see. So that is complementary colors. Let's take a look at another color scheme. And these are just color theory basics, but when you apply them in your scrapbooks, you can see how well they work in documenting your stories. So here, this one is the monochromatic color scheme. So monochromatic means that these are colors that are all one color, but different tones and different shades and different amounts of those colors in our layout. So here is our color wheel. Again, you can take a look at this and see that we're kind of working in this red violet tone here with this layout, and you can see that we're doing dark all the way down to light. So the softest, lightest pink all the way to the most intense and deep color of pink is going to give you that monochromatic feel. And so here you can see too that we've done it in doses. I think that's another important part. It's not necessarily the actual color theory, but in how much of certain colors you use, that's an important thing to consider. So you can see that we've kind of gone with the softer color and the deeper colors, so the ends of the spectrum as kind of our heavier, more intense usage of the color. And then we've put in smaller amounts of these other colors. Sometimes I like to consider this as this color here being our gallon size, and then you go down to your quart size, and then you're going to go down to your pint size. So mixing your colors in that formula of something that you're using to the extreme, the majority of your color, down to even just the little accent pieces. That's one way to really get good color balance, especially in monochromatic, where you've got a lot of the same color family going on. So monochromatic, again, you can do it anytime with any color, just starting with the deepest tone in that color family down to the lightest. And you can see here we documented some really fun photos from back in my day, some of those memories you might have, and there isn't a ton of color happening in these, so it worked great to throw it on pink. With photos like this, you could pick any color scheme, but again, you can look at your colors in your photos and help determine what monochromatic color scheme you might want for your layout. All right, the next one that I want to show you is analogous. Here we have a beautiful layout that you can see uses a lot of blues and purples and some subtle pinks. And analogous on a color wheel are the colors right next to each other. So you would choose one color and then you would work from that color and go left and right of it on the color wheel to pull in an analogous color scheme. So this one's marking over here, but you can see this layout actually uses these colors right here. So we're using some purples, some blues, and some pinks, and all of those feel good together because they flow and make a continual, beautiful color scheme. So again, you've got some of the deeper blues, you've got some soft and darker purples, you've got a few shades of pink, and all of those work so beautifully together because of the way that they blend and flow into each other to make this beautiful color scheme. So awesome for your weddings, even mixing in black and white photos. That's a great way to use this color scheme. But again, you would choose the color you want to use most and then look to the left and the right of that on the color wheel to decide what colors to pull in with your pattern paper and all of your different accessories. All right, the last one is oh so fun, and that is the rainbow color scheme. And that is using every color of the rainbow. And when you do that, you can see this is a really fun layout. We've got lots of fun things happening, and really we used just a lot of cardstock happening here, and then did some fun stamping to make your own pattern paper. So sometimes if you don't have the colors you're looking for exactly, you can create your own color scheme. We also did a lot of fun technique with watercolor paints to pull in those same colors, and you can see on this layout that it is rainbow in tradition in that the colors are in order of the rainbow, but also not super literal as in we don't have an actual rainbow on the layout, but your eyes, because we love the way the rainbow is organized in just everything in nature, in the world, then our eyes love to see things in the rainbow order. So if you're using a lot of colors, and here we really did go all the way through the rainbow to use every single color. But even if you weren't going to use a blue, or you didn't have an orange in there, or maybe you're adding pink or some other tone, just keeping it in the order of the rainbow, even if you're omitting colors, will still make it flow. You wouldn't want to do red, then blue, then green, then yellow, and mix it up that way, because for some reason, and I don't understand the science behind that, but our eyes are able to flow through rainbow order in such a beautiful way that it pulls everything together. So this is a fun way to document even this, like just a continual photo shoot of one specific time. You can see we don't have every color represented, but because you've got a lot of things like grass and some denim, blues and greens will always pull into any color in the rainbow, and it really just helps to make all of these pictures pop by having every color of the rainbow represented. And it's just happy. If you're ever looking for trying to just make a really happy, colorful layout, go with the rainbow in order and you can't go wrong. So hopefully you've been able to learn just a little bit more about color theory and the why behind how we use the colors that we choose. So as you're documenting your stories, as you're choosing those photos and trying to decide what of all your amazing products in your stash to use, I hope you can think about some of these different ways to incorporate that color and to really make those memories stand out through the color choices that you use. Now, if you liked learning a little bit more about color theory or any of the different things that we share at Close to My Heart, be sure to subscribe to our YouTube channel so that you always know about all of our upcoming videos. You can turn on your notifications and be sure to like this video so that we know that we can make even more content like this for you to enjoy. We love being able to share with you different ideas for how to make your scrapbook pages and your cards just beautiful works of art. Thanks for joining us today.